I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's talk about it. Let's be honest. Caitlin Clark, for those that are unaware, though you can't be, the star of a nation, I believe, a star of a generation, Shady McCoy. Caitlin Clark, does she have a target on her back?
Yes, she does. But that's okay. You know, it's funny, man. I think when we talk about women's basketball, it's like we separate it from other sports, right? From football, from basketball, NBA, and we shouldn't. She come in the league with so much hype, and she deserves it, right? If you look at this, the viewership, right? People ain't just watching WNBA just to watch it. They watch it because of Caitlin Clark.
Yes, sir.
And I'm guilty of it because I'm one of them guys. Oh, is Caitlin playing today? I'm watching it. Oh, she's hurt? I'm not even tuning in. But as a player, as a competitor, we don't look at them the same as we're competitors. I'll give you an example. When we watch the game as it comes on, they come in there looking real nice. They got they maybe a skirt on. They might have their heels on. And they are women. That's how we look at them, right? But when they get in that court, they are competitors. And we got to see it as such. And when you have certain players that come in the league with all this hype, and you're a player, if you've been there for 6, 7 years, and you've been really, really good, and you haven't got that attention, you're like, okay, well, let's see if she's really that good. It goes to everybody. From the LeBron James, I remember when he was his debut against Sacramento, and everybody kept saying, like, oh, is he going to be that good? And they couldn't wait to put their hands on him, block his shot, foul him, talk trash to him. That's part of being a competitor. So I think she does have a target on the back, but that's a good thing. If you watch the WNBA now, everybody's tuning in to watch Caitlin Clark. And now, just only watching her, you watching all basketball. So now if I came to watch Caitlin Clark and I see another girl from Las Vegas, Wilson, that's really, really nice, oh, okay, well who is this? Oh, she's the MVP. Now I think the viewership goes up. So I love what they're doing. I think having a target on your back is a good thing, and I think it brings everybody more aware of what's going on there. And there's nothing wrong with that.
I love that. I love what he said. I love everything he said. Caitlin Clark absolutely has a target on her back, but it's earned. And what I mean by that is if you are ever trying to ascend into becoming a star, or if you are a star, you're going to have a target on your back. Quick history lesson, because I had to do one myself. Dennis Rodman, when talking about Michael Jordan and the Jordan rules, if Michael goes to the basket, put his ass on the ground, close quote. Every time he went to the basket, we hit him. Benedict Mathurin, most notably in the finals right now, in a pre-draft interview, he said LeBron James, is going to have to show me he's better than me.
Oh, wow.
Dwight Howard back in 2009 facing LeBron in the Eastern Conference Finals when LeBron was still ascending into his stardom prior to LeBron's MVPs. He said, every game we played him, we're trying to end him. We're trying to embarrass him. That is what LeBron, that is what Michael Jordan, that is what people that are trying to ascend into stardom, even before they were stars. Remember, this was before Jordan was a star and before LeBron was a star. Even before they were stars, this is what they're trying to ascend to. Now, I must preface with this. The WNBA is a highly competitive league, and in my opinion, it has got even more competitive. I remember going to a WNBA game because I'm very close with Chiney Ogwumike, former #1 overall pick, before everybody cared about the W. It was cool, it was competitive, but even there, sitting courtside in support of her, it wasn't the same tenacity and it wasn't the same competitiveness, at least from my vantage point, that I am witnessing now. I think competition breeds excellence. I believe that the 144, that's the women in the W, I believe that that level of competition has risen to even higher heights, and I think Caitlin Clark, she is just at the center of it. A lot of people want to knock her off because she is one of the biggest stars. A lot of people want to knock her off because if I can knock you off, what does that say about me? That's what everybody has to deal with. She's dealing with it as well.
There's a little more to it than that, though.
Ooh.
And I would say it's not just the excellence that raises the temperature, it's also the attention. They're getting more attention than ever, and they're seeing there's money in that attention, and they want to take advantage of it. But she sprinkles a little more on top of it, and I don't want to ignore that. We try to portray her as, man, this girl from Iowa, and she's this sweet little thing, and she's just this girl shooting threes, and why is everybody mad at her? She lets you know that she thinks she's the baddest thing on the floor, right? And she's going to talk that stuff, and she walks it, right? And if I'm a competitor, I'm like, okay, you're doing a little too much. And you ain't like that physically. So what's my advantage? I'm going to get a little physical with you. And I just went to the Valkyrie-Seattle game over the weekend when I was at home. And we had some of this. I'm watching some of this, but it's not making highlights. And if it was in this, that happened in the NBA, would this be highlights the next day? It would not. To Shady's point, like, we look at the women a little bit different.
Depends on who. Depends on who. If it's LeBron, we talking about it. Now, Is it fair to compare Caitlin Clark to LeBron James? Absolutely not at this stage as it pertains to their game. As it pertains to the eyes they bring to the league, I would suggest yes. But remember, when LeBron got into it with the Pistons dude, the Bahamian dude, Isaiah Stewart, we talked about it.
Sure.
Now it was a little more tenacious. You could suggest Isaiah bleeding and stuff, running around the court. I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
But if it's LeBron slick, we talking, aren't we?
Is it making 2 segments? I don't know. Right? And here's, this is the biggest thing for me is just the way she's portrayed as if she's being attacked. Mm-hmm. And why are they attacking her? To me, she's Larry Bird. And we know now how much junk Larry Bird talked.
Yeah.
And how much he lit that fire. She's doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. She's not, and what's also raising the temperature is that the Fever are like that now.
Yeah.
Like, I think if it's escalated even higher, it's because Caitlin's not only putting it on you, but the Fever are beating teams by 18 and 20.
Yeah.
And so that only gets everybody else even hotter. Mm-hmm. I think she brings some of it. I think she's turning up the temperature as well by not just by her play, but by the attitude that she carries. And I'm not mad at it, but I'm just saying she's got to carry some of the responsibility for that as opposed to she's the victim.
And that's well said, Slick, because she does have some chippiness about her, and you need that in sports.
Yep.
Right? I think we kind of look over that, too, because like Shady said, they are women. You need some of that chippiness in sports, but it's not a target. I used to think it was a target until I got this WNBA league pass, and they scrapping every day. And I'm like, oh, shoot, it ain't just Caitlin Clark. But what I will say is, the intensity, the effort, adrenaline, all that goes up when you play Caitlin Clark. You know the numbers is going to go up. You know the stadium is going to be full. You know everybody is watching. And you know if you D up Caitlin Clark and you do something good, you're going to be on TV. So all that goes up. I will never forget, after we won the championship and we played, you will watch certain teams on film. You're like, man, we finna beat them by 40. And you wasn't playing this hard on film last week against the Titans, dog. You know what I'm saying? And it was just a different level. They doing Aaron Rodgers discount. It was just a different level of intensity when they seen us as the Packers. And it's the same thing with superstar players. I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't a superstar player. When I seen Darrelle Revis, mama, watch this. And I wanted to, I'm finna dog dude.
Why?
Because he was the best. Yeah. He was labeled one of the best. So, I'm about to bring my best. Walk over here. Mm-hmm. And I knew he was better than me. Walk over here. But I wanted to show the world. I know they watching Revis. You're going to see Jones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the intensity and the energy and the effort when Caitlin Clark is on the court is going to go up. Target on her back, no. These girls play hard. They chippy. To be honest with you, they play harder than the dudes in the NBA.
But the good thing is, it should be a target on her back, right?
Yeah.
As much hype as she's got, 9 times out of 10, we see a lot of times where it don't work out like that. This guy's super. Caleb Williams, not even trying to compare him, but he was just as hyped up. Oh my God, he's coming to the Bears this and third, and we didn't get that, right? And it's nothing against him. I'm just saying, when you're anticipating something to be so good, so great, and you get there and it's not that, you might be a little pissed off. When I watch Caitlin Clark, it's like everybody is tuned in because we know how good she is. I mean, right now she's second in scoring, and she's second in assists, and the system missed some games.
Yes,
you get what I mean? And now in them games that she did miss, like 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, the viewership was down 55%.
Easily.
And then she shows back up, and 3 million people watched it. You get what I'm saying? So when you talk about a target, it's some good and some bad. If I'm a competitor and I'm playing against Caitlin Clark, I'm gonna give you my best effort.
No doubt.
Because I know that we playing against the Messiah. People don't want to hear it. It's the truth.
No, it is.
Since Caitlin Clark has stepped up into the WNBA, the viewership's everywhere. Men, women, everybody's watching. Not just in America, everywhere. And if you're telling me that person shouldn't have a target on their back, what are we talking about? Because this is the NFL or this is the NBA, everybody will be tuned in.
You know what? That's a great point. And I think that's what fans have to become accustomed to, is because this is like, what other women's sport do we really watch where we get this kind of closeness, proximity to the action? And I was surprised. My daughter's a college player. She's pretty good, right? And she's let me know the chippiness and the talking, and I was like, I don't know, as a male, I'm not expecting that from women, right? And she's like, no, all that is going on.
Right.
And we're going back and forth at each other. So we have to understand these women basketball players, They're not any different
They're
than
competitors.
any
You
other athletes and competitors.
And I think James hit the nail on the head for me. What James said really resonated. I remember you knew it was a big game in college or in pro for this one reason. I'll let you in at home. If you walk out onto the field 2 to 3 hours before the game and you see the skyline, the zip line cam. Because if you see the zip line cam, that's when you know it's a big game. Because the small games don't have the zip line cams. But the prime time games, you look up and you're like, what is this string going from the light pole on this corner of the end zone to the light pole on that corner of the end zone? And that's where they would put the camera that was zzz, zzz, and you only have those at prime time games. And when the prime time games was out, that's when you had to bring your own primetime game. So every time I'd walk onto the field, because I didn't know, are we primetime or we're not, especially in college. In the league, you know if you're primetime or not. But in college, I didn't know if we were primetime or not half the time. At Texas, we are, we're not. So I'd walk out and I would just look up, and I'm like, oh, if we got the zip line cam, it's time to go to work.
I mean, like, you know, I always knew it was a primetime game because the primetime games, they talk to the primetime players before the game. So it's like Friday, I know, oh, yo, who here? Oh, What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, okay, bet.
Lady, you went to Pitt. I digress. So anyway.
Oh, I saw the league.
Oh, you were always primetime.
Oh, I don't talk about college.
You're always primetime. I say that to say, Caitlin Clark, she is that zip camera. Every time you step out onto the court and you see Caitlin, you already know, like James said, it's about to be primetime. 41 out of Caitlin Clark's 44 games are nationally televised.
Come on, man.
If everybody's watching Caitlin, like Shady said, and Shady said it perfectly too, they watching me too. I remember when people came to scout my brother, I'm like, wait a second. If scouts are here, they gonna have to see me too. At the time, I'm only 6'1", 210, but I'm backpedaling like I ain't never backpedaled. I'm T-stepping like I ain't never T-stepped. I'm coming out of breaks. I'm hat, hands, and feet like I ain't never had hands and feet a day in my life, because I'm like, oh, you coming to see him, but you gonna have to see me. You're coming to see Caitlin, 100%. But I'm going to make sure you see me too.
And not only that, she's like that though. Right? You know, I listen up here, and Shady was like that in high school. And I'm sure the dudes knew Shady was like that in high school.
They know.
That's why Shady let us know before the games. He said, yeah, it's real. Why you saying, but why are you saying that though? Because you know you about to get their best shot and you like, bring it on. That's Caitlin. Bring it on. She talk junk on the basket, but what y'all see is real over here. And they like, well, we finna find out. And that's just what the W.
They find out.
That's what the W turning into.
How much would it add to it with you guys when you played someone like that, but the portrayal of them might be a little different than what you knew? Did that add any fuel to the fire? Like, not that they weren't nice, but that, you know what, you're presenting them as this kind of person or this, like, and they weren't that.
In football, you're less apt to see that because in football, especially in male-dominated sports, you're more allowed to be a trash talker. You don't paint anybody as a media darling. You could suggest Phillip Rivers was the prime person who, like, people didn't realize until later in life. Nah, Phillip Rivers talks that cash. Quarterbacks have the appearance of like, oh, they're just a quarterback.
Tom got some of that. Tom Brady got that. Like, he's the golden child and all that. He got the hair and he says all the right things to media. But Tom Brady gonna talk some cash to you, to your face.
All the good.
And then after that, he might apologize. Yeah, I took it too far. My bad. You know what I'm saying? But Tom got something to him.
But to be honest with you, you can't trick competitors.
Yeah, you can't.
Like we know walking on the field, Richard Sherman gonna talk that. Like, so even if you got a certain perception of somebody, you know as a competitor, talking to players around the league, you know, hey, bruh do a lot of that smack talk, bruh play with chip on the shoulder. You know the dude you're going up against. So them WNBA players ain't tricked. Some of the people talking may be tricked, but they know, hey, that young girl, Caitlin Clark, is a competitor for sure.
Answer the truth.
What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.